Mayo was built from the start as an open platform for Industry 4 and generating value from data. And because of that, we built a whole stack from end to end, from connecting to industrial assets, connecting to sensors, transporting that data securely, generating value through analytics, and giving all the tools to companies that want to generate that value internally and upskill their engineers to be able to do this, but also to the kind of other extreme, which is the reporting, visualization, dashboarding, creating alarms, notifications, intelligence around all the data and the information that is created. We call it Mayo, and I'll show you a bit more about it. But Mayo's been used, and most of the applications that we've been looking at, it's been used on a range of simple data applications to quite sophisticated machine learning and AI models, looking at, for example, predictive maintenance of gearboxes, or looking at scrap reduction problems. But we've done many applications around energy optimization, failure prediction, even in the video and image streaming and analytics. There are applications for Mayo that we've been quite successful, utilization and OEE, also tool life optimization. But what's common about all these applications, Mayo provides the technology for connecting to data sources, provides the infrastructure to save, store, and analyze that data and turn data into insights. And when we were posed with a problem, what about energy, and what can Mayo do in the energy analytics space? And we talking to a number of customers, this was kind of a problem or a challenge that was becoming more and more important for them. And we said, well, Mayo provides all the tools, and we can wrap up a solution, and that will deliver the insight that you need. And we can start quite simple, but the tool is designed to scale organically or as fast as you want and be simply deployed. So if you start in terms of the technology stack, obviously you'll need at the center, you'll need energy sensors and meters. I'll talk a bit about that. You need a solution that then takes all that data, captures the data, moves it to a place where it can be analyzed and stored. Then you have to have all your analytics running on that data, not only historical, but live data coming through, and is aggregating and classifying that data. You need to be able to share that information with different groups of people within your organization. So reporting and notifications, obviously all this has to be done within a secure environment, cybersecurity being a concern. So how do you start on this journey? And we were incredibly surprised how simple it is to start on this journey. And we believe an energy analytics solution based on Mayo can be deployed very quickly. Say quickly in the kind of the span of weeks. So we've looked at many sensor and meter companies. This is a commodity asset, but we're looking at some of the technologies out there that could give us a versatility in terms of what we can measure. So Presac has got a few interesting sensors for electricity, but also for gas and water meters, which we can connect simply to an asset. For example, the electricity is just a clamp-on power sensor that is completely non-intrusive, takes a few seconds to deploy. Those sensors communicate to a gateway, which will contain our software, our edge software running it, which will then send that data to an analytics platform like Mayo, which we can do the analysis and create the insights and distribute that information. So it's incredibly simple how you could deploy these measuring and measurements and meters and sensors on a factory floor, on a facility, very, very quickly. And imagine having one of these sensors for each asset on your factory, for each process. You can start doing really clever things, as Richard talked about. So having the sensors, having the meters, what happens then next? So the architecture of the solution is simple. So you've got per asset that you want to measure, and we talk, let's measure everything that you can. You could start simple, start one machine, we go to a production cell, go to the whole factory and try to measure as much as you can. The power sensors are connected and deliver data to a local gateway that is then communicates with our cloud platform Mayo over a secure dedicated VPN. All data can be securely accessed on any platform, whether it's a desktop, mobile phone, or tablet, and this could be within your facility or remotely, and that's the beauty of the solution. Once the data is flowing into Mayo, Mayo provides a set of tools that allowed us to quickly put an energy analytics solution for this particular challenge. And we've got one application which is a connectivity application that collects all the data from sensors. This could be data that is flowing at 1 point per second. So I'm not sure if you've ever seen data from your production lines at energy consumption at a second interval, but it could be every 30 seconds, every minute. Really, it depends what you will use the data for. But what is important here, we can collect that data. We can connect to those sensors. We can transport securely that data to a place within Mayo where we can analyze. And Studio is the tool that we use to implement a solution. Studio is an open platform for building analytics. And we build that for our customers. We work with them. Some of our customers build their own analytics, and you can do simple energy aggregations that just aggregate the energy consumption. Well, first they'll report per asset. They could, for production line, for the products, can generate notifications when things are stopped or not generating. But it then also generates data that can be displayed and shared using our smart boards technology. However, as Richard alluded to, there's a lot more you can do with the information that you can capture on energy consumption, around energy consumption. Anomaly detection is one of the main opportunities. Also looking at historical trends, degradation is another thing, and this could add massive benefits to the information and intelligence that you get from your operating factories. Utilization of assets is another byproduct of just having that data and analyzing it in the right context. And you can do all sorts of other aggregations and generate warnings and notifications. So I thought just to kind of explain a bit more about the analytics and aggregations, show you a real live data feed coming from a robotic arm. And what you can see here is that kilowatt hours is actually reporting every 30 seconds and restoring that data. And there's a mix of activities that have been programmed on this robot. And what you can see over time, there's a base load. So even when that robot is not doing anything, there's a base load, and that base load is pretty much most of the energy that is actually being consumed by that asset. I'm not sure if Richard showed on his slides, sometimes could be even base load could be 70% of the energy consumed by an industrial asset. But what you can do with the data feed is then the analytics can start breaking down that data feed into base loads and variable loads or activity-based load. And you can see that you can start doing aggregating. So you know your base load, you know how your variable load, but also gives you periods of activity. So that's when you can start looking at that kind of utilization, time utilization of that asset. Things that you can do then, and there's several ways you can do it. It's quite clear that in there's 3 different processes running on this robotic arm, and you can do classification just of that signature, that power signature, and classify by type of signature. And you can see it. This is quite common. You'll see different power consumption signatures for different processes. They vary in time. Some vary in the kind of the amount of energy that they're using for a particular type of process that the same machine is running, and all that can be classified and segmented in different processes or products within that particular asset or production line. Linking Mayo to a system that manages the production, or either an MES system or an ERP system, you can then automatically tag or label these, you would know exactly what this period of activity, what is being built or made if you link to other data sources. But the fact that you can segment and classify that is already quite important. And then ultimately you just do an aggregate. You can aggregate these values then over time, over a whole period, over a day, over a shift. And that's quite simply, I'm just showing a very simple graphical representation and base load representing most of it. So ultimately, you want a system that you can then report and share the information, and then and Mayo's design for that. I'll just quickly jump into Mayo and just show you how we implement an energy analytics solution from start to end. Three main steps that we described. So here we're just looking at the homepage, but the three main steps is we've installed and deployed the sensors on 4 machines. They're measuring electricity consumption for those assets. And once that system is connected and powered and networked, it shows in Mayo. Mayo will be collecting that data. He's saying he's collecting every 1.5 seconds. He's collecting that data for all the machines. So that's the first thing. So we've got 4 machines. We're getting 4 data feeds of that data. The next step of that process is all the analytics. So we used Studio, which is a coding application that you can do all the aggregations, implement your models, and we used Model Manager also to implement a notification system that every time there's a peak of energy, it will generate a notification for a group of users as an example. And just to say, this is completely open, but we've got a baseline set of functionality that we believe is useful. And ultimately, you display that information. So you can build bespoke dashboards for different groups or different users within your organization, where you can display in real time the average consumption. It could say actually the current consumption for that particular asset or for the whole production line. Here I'm reporting on all the 4 machines. Once the aggregations and the classifications of the different energy consumption is done, you can split it by product. Imagine having energy consumption allocated to each product, to each process, or even to shift working patterns within your organization. And you can break down the information in any particular way and export that data and visualize. One of the important things is the data will be coming live. You can visualize and monitor the performance from an energy point of view of your facility, but you also have the analytics running in the background and telling you when something is going wrong. Here we're just looking at the energy surge peak. Every time it goes above 50 kilowatts over a period of an hour, it will flag up a notification. So this is one example that we put together. The other thing, as I mentioned, you can create different reporting boards and share with individuals in different groups within the organization. For example, if you just want John Morgan, who's the production manager, to get the data, you can select this board just to be visualized by the production manager or a group of operators within his group. Same for the plant manager, Sarah Smith. You can just group and create reporting tools for different groups of people within your organization. And that's what I wanted to show you in a nutshell very quickly today, and what you can achieve in the energy analytics space with a platform like Mayo.